The answer to that question for many of you, of course, is going to be no. It didn't change anything. Certainly not on your video here, Dave. I don't understand what's going on. Well, what's going on is CSN, the College of Southern Nevada, we have our own servers. And those servers, whenever you go out to the web and read web pages, those servers will take those web pages in the state they're at in the moment and save them locally. So that now when I go out and try to look at the page again, it assumes that I want to just look at what I looked at a moment ago. This is called caching. I am looking at the cached files here at CSN. I am not looking at the file that's on my web server. So what I'm going to do is try this trick out and see if that solves it. Okay, hit enter. It still didn't work. All right, so then the next trick is to go to Chrome and clear your browsing data. So all the stuff, you bet, clear all the browsing data. And now that I've done that, I will go ahead and try it again, and it still didn't work. It still didn't work. So I know that the browsing data has been cleared, but what has happened is CSN has cached the redirection as well. So what happens if I just come over here and type in index, index.html? There it is, finally. We've got it all. Okay? So I had to go through a lot here on campus to fix that. At home, you probably won't have to go through near the grief that I just went through. So you're going to see me doing a lot of fiddling so that I can view the changes that I've made in my web pages. But at any rate, you can see what we've done. We made a little tiny change, and that change was reflected on the website. So the change is still here, so I don't need to copy this back. I'll just go right here. I'm going to open this thing up with Text Wrangler, and I'm going to pretend actually, before I do that, it just occurred to me, let's say that I'm done. I am done with assignment number 1, whatever was in assignment 1. In fact is, let's go ahead and do this, or assignment 0. Let's go ahead and pretend we're doing an assignment 0. All right. So I'll come down here to Text Wrangler. I'll come down there. I'll just leave that the way it is, and I'll get rid of this, just like so. And I'll say, here is all that I needed to do for assignment 0, I think is what we called it, A0. I'm going to close this down and save it. Okay, so in truth, this is literally the state that I want to be in. So I'll grab a hold of this like so, come over here, overwrite it, save it, grab a hold of Chrome, and see if typing in just index.html will work. Okay, index.html. Except for it's got to have a Broderson in there, doesn't it? So we'll come back here and go Broderson, actually David Broderson. That, of course, didn't work, which I didn't expect it to. Try this. And there it is. So that's obviously not right either. Special. So we'll come up here to preferences, not preferences rather. Come up here to clear the browsing data. Clear my browsing data so the cache is for sure cleared. Come over to here and hit enter. There we go. So I cleared the cache, and here's all the stuff that I needed to do for A0. If I'm satisfied with the page, if I like the way the page works, then what I'm going to do is all of these files that I used to create index.html, CW, whatever, CSS files, whatever, I am going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it A0, and I'm going to take all these things here. I'll do Control-C, do Control-V, and there it is. For some reason it didn't copy the other one, so I'll just do this, Control-C, Control-V. So all my work is now, if you will, it's all been stored away in A0. Okay, so now I want to do the next assignment. So I'll right click here, open with my text editor, and Copy that, and I'll pretend like I did all the stuff that I want to do for A1. Do a handy dandy save. Come over here, drag it onto the site, continue, and at the same time I'm going to do something else, alright? And that is I'm going to grab A0 and drag it onto the site as well. Okay, so now I have copies of all my work are sitting up on the site. So in other words, I published my work onto the site. I am ready now to view this. Come over here. This is where we were before, so let's first of all clear the cache. Chrome, clear the browsing data. Clear. Kill this and change this to index.html, and it still doesn't seem to have worked. Let's go back here and try it again. Clear the browsing data. Hit that. Oh, there we go. So it looks like I had to clear the cache literally on the index, but you can see there's the stuff that I need to do for A1, and I see that I have an error in my code somewhere. So let's go back there very quickly and find that. I missed half of this paragraph tag when I did my copy. Put that away. Copy this over. Continue. And let's say that I'm completely satisfied with the way everything is working. I will create a new folder, and I'm going to call this thing A1. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is grab these two guys. I'll do Control C to copy it, and do a Control V, and there they are. Okay, so those are all my files that had to do with assignment number 1. So I've preserved, I've in a sense created a snapshot. Now we are going to create a menuing system, okay, that the index is going to have that will allow us to get back into A0 and A1 and so on and so forth. And if we go through the trouble to do that, that means that we're going to have to go into A0, A1, etc., and at least create some kind of a tag that will allow us to get back to index. I'm going to leave that for you guys to figure that out. Hopefully you can, alright? But you can see the menuing system, or the directory structure rather, that is emerging as a consequence of this particular assignment. So hopefully this makes sense to you. Hopefully you're able to duplicate the effort that I have created right here. This, folks, is the absolute cat's meow as far as what you will be doing in website design. These are the things that you absolutely need to know when you're doing any kind of website design. Well, some of you guys are saying, well, wait a minute, Dave, this is a JavaScript class. Why are you teaching us this kind of stuff? Because in order to run JavaScript, we have to have some kind of a design in place. Now, what am I asking for with respect to your design? Something really simple. Don't go crazy on trying to produce something that looks really, really, cool and has lots of bells and whistles. Work within your skill level, okay? You should have, obviously, some skills because you took CIT151. You should be able to put together an HTML document that will do the things that look pretty okay, all right? But you don't have to get super elaborate with these particular web pages. I hope this helps you out. I am going to now take this video and break it up into parts. I can post it on YouTube, and I'll get this thing up here as soon as I possibly can. With that, happy coding.